Okay, so this is a new video I'm making. It's about what I think being an adult is. I just turned 20 recently, about 21 days ago, and today was the day that the world was supposed to end. Like, I just think that's a superstition. So, anyways, I've been doing research on the word adult recently. Okay, so we'll start with what biological meaning of adult is. So basically, once you hit puberty and you start having your periods or your voice changes or whatever, your hormones starts kicking in, then you're biologically adults. So yeah, so you can become a biological adult at the age of 12. So basically, once you hit puberty. So yeah. Okay, so I live in Canada, and in this province where I live in, it's Alberta. The legal age is 18. Yeah, so it's the legal age to vote and to smoke and to drink and all that stuff. In the other provinces in Canada, you have to be 19 or older to drink and smoke and stuff. So, okay, so I have cousins that live in the States, and you can't drink or smoke until you're at least 21. But so yeah. So this is legal definition of adult. So basically, if you reach a certain age, but that doesn't mean you're responsible. Doesn't mean you're fully mature. You know, psychologically. I find the government just assumes once we reach a certain age. Sorry, I stutter. Okay, so I think the government assumes that once we reach a certain age, then we're responsible. We're capable of doing everything. But you know, like a lot of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds don't even have a job. Some only have a part-time job and make about $400 or $500 a month. Like me, I can't financially support myself right now, but I'm independent, even though I'm visually impaired. Okay, so psychologically and morally, I think that being an adult is about being able to take responsibility for your actions and, yeah, having to put other people first before you. Yeah, so being an adult is about like, if you want something, you have to earn it, for example, or you have to be able to afford it. For example, getting a credit card. So over here, you can be 18 to get a credit card, but if I have a kid someday, as soon as they have a job and they make a decent amount of money, then I'll let them have a credit card. So yeah. The reason why I'm saying this is because you have to have a job, and the reason why I'm saying you have to have a job to have a credit card is because you have to have money to pay for it. So if you don't have a job and you have a credit card, how are you going to pay for it? You can't just rely on your parents to pay for it for you. Okay, what else? Yeah, so yes, when you're an adult, you have more freedom, but you have more responsibilities. For example, the credit card thing. So any of you guys who live in the States that want to go to Canada just because you want to drink and because you're 18, that reason is not acceptable. That's not a very rational reason. So I understand that you want freedom once you hit 18. You're like, oh, I'm 18. I want to do whatever I want and stuff. You can't tell me what to do. Well, I felt this way too when I was about 15, 16 years old. I felt like my parents were treating me like a baby. But the reason why they're doing this is because they care for you. They want to protect you. But also they got to understand that you need to be independent, right? Yeah, so being an adult, I think, is about being able to be independent. I'm 20 years old. I know I talk like a 26-year-old right now, but you know what? I just can't help that. Yeah, so don't tell me you want to go to Canada just because you want to drink. And because the drinking age here is 18 or 19. That's not acceptable. I don't want to hear that from any of you guys. Even in the comments. Okay, so yeah, well, I understand. I understand why you guys want to be adults. Well, I'm talking about like kids, teenagers, whatever, right? It's because you want to have more freedom, you want to be independent, you want to be able to earn your own money and stuff like that. But, you know, there's a downside to being an adult too. You got to worry about responsibilities, you got to worry about money, you got to worry about paying rent. And once you have kids, you got to worry about taking care of them. You can't, like, your parents aren't always going to be there for you. I don't want you guys thinking mommy and daddy will do everything for me. They'll pay for my college tuition. They'll pay for this. They'll pay for that. I'm gonna live with my parents because I don't want to be independent. Well, that's not acceptable. And yeah, well, I understand that a lot of adults want to live with their parents, but don't tell me you guys want to live with your parents because you want them to take care of you and everything. That's not acceptable. The acceptable reason would be because if whenever my parents get old, I want to take care of them and stuff like that, you know? Well, that's reasonable. Well, I'm Asian, and the Asian culture is for us to take care of our parents when they get old. Well, that's good, you know? I agree with that because they've raised us ever since we were babies. I tried moving out when I was 18 years old, and I got into a lot of trouble for that. And without telling my parents, I didn't talk to them enough about it. Like, you know, like they were telling me that, oh, you're acting like a baby and stuff like that, you know? But then, you know, now that I realized that I was just trying to grow up too fast. I was in a rush to move out, you know? Waiting until a certain age, I can see why you would want to wait a certain age to move out, but you know, the best reason would be after you finish university, after you have a full-time job, after you're able to financially support yourself, is a good time to move out. Yeah, so I know this sounds kind of boring, but I'm just trying to tell you guys that being an adult is not like, oh, I can do whatever I want and stuff like that, you know? It's more about responsibility and being able to handle responsibility. It's about budgeting. Yeah. And also, being an adult is about understanding what you're able to afford and what you're not able to afford. So, yeah. Yeah, so but biologically and legal definitions of being an adult is not enough. So, yeah, yes, you can still be, yes, you can be 18 and you're legally an adult, but you can still act like a kid. Like, there's 40-year-olds that don't even act like adults. Trust me. There's people my age that don't act like adults. I enjoy being an adult because you get to have, well, you're a little more independent. You make you don't have to ask your parents for money. You get to have a job and stuff like that, you know? I love earning my own money because not being able to ask my parents for money, you know? That's what I like about it. But I miss being a kid too, you know? I miss being a teenager. I miss being a preteen. I miss being a child, you know? I miss playing with toys a lot, like, to be honest. And all my teenage years are in the past now. I wasted all my teenage years stressing and going into depression. And I realized it's not healthy. And you cannot go back to these teen years. You cannot. I wish we could, but it's impossible. What I'm saying is enjoy your childhood. Enjoy being a teenager. Don't try to grow up too fast. Don't start getting so stressed like all the time like me, you know? But if you're like me and spend hours in the bathroom at school a lot and you know, like being depressed all the time and stuff like that, you know? And I understand that because I've gone through that too. I've gone through mood swings. I bet you every teenager has. Because I'm 20 years old. Like, even though I'm 20, I have my 20s to enjoy. I have my 30s to enjoy, and so on. Yeah, so being stressed out all the time, yes, it really ages you, and I've been told that before. Like I said in my previous video about me stressing, it really does age you. For me, it has aged me by a decade. It's not good. It's no picnic being a 30-year-old trapped in a 20-year-old body. I feel that way a lot. It's no fun. I wish I could go back to my teen years, but you know, gotta enjoy what I can, right? It's my third decade of my life now, and I got to enjoy it. Well, I hope this helps, and I hope you don't find this too boring. I hope I helped you understand what being an adult is like, and to enjoy being a child, enjoy being a teenager. You know, you gotta have fun once in a while. You can't be too serious all the time. I'm really serious a lot of the time, and I tend to take things too literally, and that's what I am. Like, I've been like that since I was about 14, and that's not good. In high school, I had to learn how to loosen up and how to have fun. There's a time and a place to be serious, like at work. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you don't find this too boring. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy 2013.